Hi, it's Bruce. I'm back after a few-week hiatus. Bill and I were in Europe, Paris, Switzerland, and Prague. My official Prague t-shirt. Prague was phenomenal. Everything was phenomenal. But I've been away for 2 weeks, and then I had work for a week, and I have had no time. So last night we saw Boeing, which was probably the wrong time to see it after the end of a hard work week, after never recuperated from jet lag because I landed Sunday, and then Friday night after work we plan to play this over 2.5 hours. The good news is I loved it. So I was a little worried when I heard that it was over 2.5 hours, but I was with it all the way. I'll tell you the one negative I had on it, and it was with two accents. I missed a lot of Christine Baranski's lines. She uses a heavy French accent, which sometimes is hysterical. I loved Christine Baranski in it, but sometimes I just had no idea what she was saying. It was like, and a lot of people were laughing, and I'm not hard of hearing. Also, Mary McCormack, who's brilliant. It got a Tony nomination, and I think she could win. It's really hard to do farce like this in such a broad characterization. But some of her dialogue was so thick with a German accent. As I said, sometimes it was hysterical, and sometimes I just didn't know what she was saying. I really missed some comedy lines. That's my big complaint. Other than that, I love the 60s. I started in high school in 1961, and I graduated from college in 1969. And when I walked in and they're playing 1960s pop music sung in French, I was bopping down the aisle. It set up such a great time. I love the curtain. I love the set. The costumes are great. I think it could beat Macbeth for Best Revival. It's apples and oranges. I wish they had a Best Comedy Revival and a Best Drama Revival. And Mark Rylance, he could beat Patrick Stewart for Best Actor. I had a Macbeth blog saying it would win Best Actor and Best Revival, but I'll tell you, it's hard to do this kind of farce. Boeing was written in the 60s. It was a big flop on Broadway. It had been a big hit in London then. It's a big hit in London now. And it's a big hit in New York as a revival. It's a crazy sex farce dealing with three stewards. See, it's making me laugh picturing the three women. The three women and Mark Rylance, are brilliant. Matthew Warchus directed, and he keeps the pace going. Farce shouldn't be over 2.5 hours, but this actually worked. And besides some of the missing dialogue, which I would love to have heard because I would have laughed even harder, I highly recommend this colorful and amusing farce. Everyone seemed to have a good time in the audience. And I'm so glad that the 60s are back in such style. Tomorrow we're seeing 39 Steps, so I'll have another little blog, and then I'll get back online here. Nice to see you all again. Bye. Hi. Well, I'm back from 39 Steps, and I'd like to say that I'm going to give it a little review, and I will, but I have to preface this by a small rant, because we sat in the front row of the mezzanine, had really nice seats, and I sat next to the two most annoying people I've ever sat next to in 40 years going to the theater. It's a favorite topic on all that chat, annoying people. I have a problem with confrontation, and I do sometimes tell people to be quiet if they're just jabbering. But these two people, they were women, and they knew the show very much. And the one next to me laughed in that horrible way that you laugh at everything during, after, and premonitions and giant cackles. And they would point to the stage, oh, there's the coat. And they would talk in the middle of scenes, and they were enjoying it so much that I didn't know what to do. And that's basically it. I didn't do anything. I did shush them once, but I'm not even sure they heard. And then I changed seats with Bill because he's a saint at intermission. And I think because I changed seats, they sort of knew. Because I was watching the show leaning very far away from them. So they were a little bit better in the second act, and I had Bill next to them, so I didn't hear them. Terrible, don't talk in the middle of the theater. It's not television. Not in the middle, during the whole thing. Okay, that's my rant. 39 steps. The first act was ruined by the two people next to me, so I didn't hardly laugh at all. However, Bill did, and I think it's actually cute. I had seen the movie real recently, so I thought it was clever. The direction's very good and the acting's very good. It's kind of a thin premise, I think, and my caveat is that that whole people next to me just killed me. Okay, the two guys who play all the roles, Cliff Saunders and Arnie Burton, were really great, and so is the lead, Charles Edwards. Now, we had an understudy today, and I don't know how many times she's done it, but the woman today who plays all the women's roles was Claire Brownell. I want to get that right, because she was great. She looked beautiful, and she was really good in all the roles. She was quite funny. So I did enjoy the 39 Steps. I wish I could have enjoyed it more. I don't think it's brilliant. I think it's clever, and it's up for Best Play. Best Actor and some other stuff, I think. So, it's entertaining, but I rather would have had a gun to the people to my left. Okay, sorry about the rant. Bye.